Hello everybody, it's Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this rectangle style Bavarian stitch blanket. Isn't it a beauty? Why, yes it is. It is. It's so pretty. So this particular rectangle, so this is done like from the center and then it's worked like this out. So it gets larger. You increase at the four corners every time you go around. So, you know, it's like kind of like working a granny square, you know, of course not with the granny stitch. It's done with the Bavarian stitch, but we're working a rectangle versus a granny. So that, you know, this is a rectangle style blanket, which you can adjust the size of, you know, make it longer here if you want it more of a rectangle. But this particular blanket here measures approximately 45 inches wide by about 56 inches tall. All right, so you could do yours however you like. And this, it's a 2-row repeat, which is very easy to do. And it creates its own border on the last row. So it's got like a shell stitch border on one of the repeat rows. It looks like this. So you can just stop on that repeat row. And then you have a beautiful border on your rectangle Bavarian stitch blanket. And this is what it looks like on the other side. There's no post stitches or not, and it's just pretty plain back there. Still pretty though, I guess. But I think the interest is of the Bavarian stitch is the post stitch look to it. So do you guys want to go ahead and get started, and we'll talk about the yarn that was used for this blanket, and I'll tell you about how much you need. All right, for this particular blanket, Red Heart Super Saver Ombre was used. This is a medium weight, number 4, 100% acrylic yarn. You do not have to use this yarn. Any 4-weight yarn would work. In fact, you could use any weight of yarn that you wanted. Just remember, if you use a smaller weight yarn, the blanket will be smaller, and unless, of course, you add more rows, you can make any size you want, you know? Use a bigger blanket, make it whatever, so you could just do round and round and round until you get the size that you want. But this particular blanket was done with this yarn. The color is called Jazzy, and it used not all of 4 balls. You're going to need about 1,800 yards to make it, of this yarn, to make it the size of the blanket that you see in the picture there. Or the measurements that I told you. So yeah, about 1,800 of a 4-weight. Like I said, not quite 4 of these, but pretty close to 4 of these. All right, and then we're going to be using a size J, good old J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Let's do it. All right, so what I like to do when I start a rectangle style blanket, you'll have that center chain, and if you're making a blanket over time, sometimes the weight of the blanket will stretch out that center chain. So I just kind of reinforce it with the chain being made with 2 strands of yarn. So I just take my ball and I use the center and the outside, and then I make my chain with 2 strands. Not the whole blanket, just the chain. Now, they don't match up exactly, but that's okay. So with those 2 strands, one coming from the center of your ball of yarn and one coming from the outside, go ahead and start with a slip knot on your hook. Now for this particular blanket, we're going to do a chain of 31. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so once you get your chain of 31 made, you want to clip one of these off, the one that's on the outside, or unless you use the outside. I always pull from the center, but whatever, whichever one you're not using, whether it be the outside or the center, leave the other one attached because we're still using that. So this one is attached to the center of my ball. This one was the outside, so I'm going to clip that one off like that. So I'm not going to be using that anymore. That just kind of gives a thicker chain, like I said, to hopefully reinforce it a bit. All right, so what you do is take just that one, this one, and pull it through like that, and then you could tie it in later. So now we're back to working with just this guy right here. Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and start out with so we're going to be working kind of in the round. So we are going to do a triple crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. So we don't count the one that's on our hook. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the triple is where we yarn over twice and go in to the chain and drop a loop, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2. Now if that's bugging you, you can kind of sew it in if you want. We're actually going to do a total of 4 triples. Now this chain right here that we just did, it doesn't count as a triple, all right? So we just did 1 triple into the 4th chain. So we're going to do another one. So there is 2 triples. Remember that chain's not counting, so there's 3 triples. And there is 4 triples. And we're going to continue in this same stitch. We're going to work a chain of 1, kind of loosely. And then we're going to go back in the same stitch again and work 4 more triples. So in that 4th chain, we're going to have 4 triples, a chain of 1, and then 4 more triples. There's 3. There's 4. Now, don't worry about those holes. We'll sew those up later. And now what we're going to do is we are going to skip 3 stitches. So we got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet into the next. Just like that. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches again. 1, 2, 3. In the next, we're going to work this again. 4 triples, a chain of 1, and 4 triples. So we're going to yarn over twice. So we skipped 3, and then in the next stitch, we're going to work. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, chain 1, not real tight though, and go back in the same spot again, and 4 more triples. Remember, it's all going in the same spot. Okay, and then what we're going to do is kind of slide that over so you can see your stitches. Going to skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and the next one we're going to single crochet. And we're going to skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and the next one, and we're going to do this again. 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples. So remember, you're skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the next one. Gonna go ahead and do that. Work 4 triples, the kind of a looser chain 1, and then 4 triples again, and I'll meet back up with you when we get that done. All right, got that done. And again, we're going to do skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Skip 3 again, skip, skip, skip. In the next, we do our 4 triples, chain 1, and 4 triples. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And I'll meet back up with you after I get this done. All right, so I did that, and you should have 3 chains left. 1, 2, 3. What you want to do is slip stitch into that last chain. All right, now this is what it looks like so far. Now remember, don't worry about these holes. They'll even get bigger when we go around the other side, but we'll sew them shut later at the end, okay? Don't have to worry about that. So what we're going to do now, we just slip stitch there at the end. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of turn our work this way. So now we're going to be working on the other side of the chain. And we're kind of going to do the same thing that we did, you know, here. We're going to kind of follow the same pattern. So what we're going to do is in this same spot here, we can just go into the same hole. Like I said, we won't worry about how big the hole is. I'll show you how to sew it shut in a little bit. But we're going to work the 4 triples. Four triples, and your chain of 1 loosely back in the same spot, and your 4 more triples. And there's 1, 2, 'You can move them around if you need to. All right. And then we are going to, if you skip the 3, 1, 2, 3, you'll be right here where the single crochet was. So we just kind of single crochet into the same spot that single crochet is in. And this is what we're going to do all the way down. We're just kind of mocking what we did on this side over here. So again, we would just jump over here, and then this hole here, we do the 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, and then we'd come over here and we would single crochet into the same spot that this single crochet is in, and then we do our triple crochet here in the same hole, and then single crochet here in the same hole, and then do our triples right here in the same hole. So we're just going to keep doing the same thing on this side, exactly as we did it over here. And I remember one more time, I want to mention, don't worry about those holes. We'll sew those shut, okay? You won't even know that they're there. All right, so remember, we do our 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples here, and then we find the single crochet from the other side, and we single crochet in it, and the 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, I'm sorry, and then single crochet, and then in this hole the same, the triples, and then the single crochet here, and then the triples, and that's where I'll meet back up with you right here after we finish doing our 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples. All right, so I've made it here to the end, and you see we have 4 of these circles. All right, so we're gonna finish this round off by, remember this chain here? I said it didn't count as a triple crochet or anything. Let's just slip stitch into the top of it, and that will end round 1, like that. All right, now remember, that's not counting as a stitch, okay? There we go. Now we can flick back over. Okay, and we'll do round 2 now. So for round 2, we're gonna start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And we are going to be doing a back post triple crochet over these first 4 stitches right here. So here's our chain 1. We don't count this chain here. So these 4 stitches here that we put into the circle, we're going to do a back post triple crochet, all 4 of them together. All right, so we're going to go into this first one here. Remember, not the chain. All right, this first one here. We're going to yarn over twice, and we got to go back post like that. Get this out of the way. And draw through. And we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 stitches. And then we're going to yarn over and go through the next 2 stitches like that. And we have 2 stitches still left on our hook. I'm going to sew that in a second. He's getting on my nerves. All right, now we're going to go to the next stitch right here, and we're going to yarn over twice and go around the back. We're going to do a back post triple, but we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops and yarn over and go through the next 2 loops like that. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Again, we're going to yarn over twice and go around the next one. And yarn over and go through the first 2. And yarn over and go through the next 2. And one more time will be our 4th one, because here's our chain 1 space. Yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2. You should have 5 loops that remain. You're going to yarn over and go through all 5 loops like that. So just like that. And now we are going to work a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to single crochet into this chain space here. So it's right into it and single crochet like that. So these are our ends here. So we have to increase on the ends. So now what we're going to do is chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do the back post triple crochet over the next 8 triple crochet. So we're going to do a back post triple crochet 8 together. So to be 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing with that single crochet there. And then these 4 over here, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So we got this chain 4 on our hook. We're going to yarn over twice and begin doing our 8 together. So we yarn over and go through the first 2 and yarn over and go through the next 2. Yarn over twice, go around the next one, draw up, yarn over and go through the first 2 and yarn over and go through the next 2. Yarn over twice. This would be the 3rd one. Yarn over and go through the first 2 and yarn over and go through the next 2. And then yarn over twice, and this is the 4th one. Yarn over and go through the first 2 and yarn over and go through the next 2, and then we're just going to jump over here and do add these 4 on. So don't do anything with the single, just kind of jump right over here, back post, triple, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2 again, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2 again, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2, and you can see we got one more. Yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2, and you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 9. I like to give it a little tug to tighten it up. You know, give it a little tighten. And then we're going to kind of repeat that again. So we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Then what we're going to do now is single crochet into this chain 1 space. Okay, right here. Kind of like we did here. And then we will chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do our back post triple crochet 8 together. So these 4 here, and then these 4 here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so I have all 8 of those on my hook, and I have 9 loops. I want to yarn over and go through all 9. Give it a little tug, and then we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to single crochet, oops, into this chain 1 space, like that. And then we're going to repeat it again over these 4, but we got to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So I'm going to do the back post triple crochet 8 together over these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing with that single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll meet back up with you after I finish that. Alright, so I have all 8 of them on my hook again. And I got 9 loops. I'm going to yarn over and go through all 9 loops, give it a tug, and then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to single crochet right here into this chain 1 space. So now we're at our right here is treated, this, like I said, this is treated as our corners, so they have to increase on the ends. So what we're going to do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to do the back post triple over these 4 stitches right here. All right, these first 4. So there's 1, there's 2, three, 1 more here. Don't worry, it gets easier. It's kind of fiddly at first. All right, and there is 4. And we're gonna go yarn over and go through all 4 of those, or all 5 of those loops, I'm sorry, like that. And then we're gonna chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to single crochet into this chain space right here on the end. Single crochet. And then we're going to do the back post triple crochet over the next 4. Now remember, this chain right here doesn't count as a stitch. All right, so we'll just, it's these 4 right here, but we got to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what allows us to increase the next time. All right, so we'll do our 4 together, back post triple 4 together. Remember don't go into that chain. All right, we'll go do the 4 together over here. There's 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. Run over and go through all those loops, and then we're going to chain 4 and a single crochet into this chain 1 space here. Now what we're going to do is just kind of repeat on this side of what we just did over here. So we've made our increases over here on this side. We've made one here where we started, but we'll have to do the other one when we get to the other end. But so now next time when we come around over here, we'll be able to put more circles. All right, so every time you go around, you'll be adding circles. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 4 again. We're going to repeat what we just did. So we'll chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will do our back post triple crochet 8 together. So these 4 here and these 4 here, and then we chain 4 and we single crochet into here, our chain 1 space. Then we chain 4 just like we did here, and then we do our 8 together again. Then we chain 4 just like we did here, and then we single crochet into the chain 1 space. Then we chain 4, and then we do our 8 together again, and then we chain 4, and that's where I'll meet back up with you. All right, after we do our 8 together, chain 4, and we single crochet here, I'll meet up with you right here. So remember, we're just doing the same thing on this side that we just did here. I'm going to meet back up with you right here after we do our last single crochet into that chain space. All right, so I've made it here to the end here, and this is what it's looking like. And I single crocheted into this last chain 1 space, and I have these 4 stitches here left. So what I'm going to do is chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to back post triple crochet those 4 together. There's 1, 2, there is 3, and 1 more makes 4, 2, yarn over and go through those 5 loops like that. And And then we are going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we are at the start or end of our row, whatever you want to call it. What we're going to do is slip stitch into that same slip stitch that we did before. So right down here, just somewhere right around here, we're going to kind of slip stitch into that same spot. Doesn't have to be exact, it's somewhere in that vicinity. All right, and that ends round 2. All right, so here's what we got right now. So after round 2, so we're going to do rounds 3 and 4, and those are kind of the repeat rounds, and it'll just kind of keep, you know, going around and around rectangle style, getting bigger as we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we have to increase this row 3, and then every time we repeat row 3, you know, it'll be an increase. So we increase on the corners here, all right? And this is how we do it. So we're going to start off by chaining 1. And we're going to work into this little eye of this set of 4 that are crocheted together. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into it and we are going to work 4 triple crochets. There's 1. There's 2. Three. And 4. Then we're going to chain 1. We're going to go back into it and we're going to work 4 triple crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one more time we're going to chain 1 and do 4 more. So the increase down here is 4 triples chain 1, 4 triples chain 1, and then 4 more, all into that little eye of the circle or whatever that thing is, whatever you call it. All right, so that is the first increase. All right, so now we're going to chain 1 and we are going to single crochet into the single crochet from the previous row, like that. And then we're going to chain 1, and now into the eye of the next one we're just going to work 4 triples, a chain 1, and 4 triples. So we're not doing the other set of 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then in the same spot 4 more. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. And this is what we're kind of repeat across. We'll chain 1 and then into the single crochet here from the previous row. We're going to single crochet into it, chain 1, and then we'll come over here and we'll work 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, and then we'll chain 1, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 1, and then the eye of the star is 4 triples, chain one of 4 triples, and then we chain one and single crochet into the single crochet, and that's where I'll meet back up with you, and we'll go around this corner and get it increased. Alright, so I've made it here to the end. Now this is where we're going to do the increasing on the corner. That way our piece can get bigger, because it gets bigger at each of the 4 corners is where our increases are made. Alright, so I just did my single crochet there in that top of that single crochet. This is what it looks like so far. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to chain one, and we're going to be working into the eye of this triple crochet 4 together, and we're going to put a lot of stitches into this one, all right, because it's an increase. So we're going to work 4 triple crochets. That first one, all right, my gosh, I wasn't eating any butter toast, I promise. Okay, all right, 4 triple crochets, maybe there's 1, 2, there's 3, and there's 4 into the eye of that star. Now we're going to chain 1 kind of loosely, and we're going to go back into it again, and we're going to work a 4 more triple crochets in that same spot. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and we're going to chain 1 again and go back in. We're going to do another set of 4 into that same spot, 4 triples. So we got a lot of triples up in there. 1, 2, 3, and here's 4. So just like the very first one that we did, very first one we did down here is our increase. We did 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, chain 1, and 4 triples, just like that. And then we will chain 1 and single crochet into the single crochet here from the previous row. Like that. Chain 1, and then the same thing goes into the eye of this corner star. All right, 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. So this, you know, just like we did in the beginning, this is making our increases for the corners. All right, so I got the 2 increased corners here. Remember, we're always increasing at the corners, but as it grows, we'll get more of the regular ones through the middle here, or through the sides here and along here. So we're going to basically do the same thing on this side that we just did on this side. So I did my 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, and that increase down the corner. We're going to chain 1 and the single crochet into the single crochet down here. Chain 1, and then the rest of these until we get to our last corner are going to get the 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples. No increasing on the side here. Chain 1 and 4 more. Just like that. And again, we chain 1 and a single crochet right down here into this single crochet, chain 1 and repeat right here. 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, then we chain 1, single crochet here, chain 1, 4 triples, chain 1, 4 triples, chain 1, single crochet right here. This is where I'll meet back up with you, and we will increase this last corner. So I'll see you right here. Alright, I've made it to my last corner here. Single crochet there, so I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do what we do in these corners, which is a lot of triples, a lot of triple crochets. So 4 triples in the corner. A chain of 1. Turn this a little bit. 4 more triples into the same spot. One more time, chain 1 and 4 more triples into the same spot. That is our increase. Alright. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do it correctly? Probably not. I have an extra stitch in there. 4, no, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are going to end by slip stitching down here into the chain 1 space that we made earlier. So right there. Alright, that ends round 3. Alright, so remember that was one of our repeat rounds, round 3 and round 4. Alright, let's do. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch we're going to slip stitch over 4 times. Now don't worry, you won't be able to see the slip stitches because when we do our back post triple crochets, it'll hide the slip stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go into this chain 1 space and single crochet like that. Okay, so that we're at our first chain 4 space there, or first chain 1 of this of our increase on the corner. Now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do the back post triple crochet 4 together over these first 4. All right. we go. And go through all 5 loops without dropping them. Man, I'm having a rough time with this. It's really not hard. I don't know I've been crocheting a lot today. I got crochet fingers. That's where your fingers start to go numb because you crocheted so much. All right. Now we're gonna chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to single crochet into this next chain 1 space. So now that is where we're going to increase next time around. All right. And now we're going to be working our back post triple crochet 8 togethers like we did on row 2. So it'll be these 4, skip that single, and these 4 like that, but make sure you do have to chain 4 in between them. So we're gonna back post triple crochet these 4 together, or these 8, I'm sorry. Alright, there's 4. We're going to jump over here. Do the other 4. Alright, there's 8 of them. 9 loops on your hook. You run over and go through all 9. Give it a tug. And then we chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And single crochet into this chain 1 space. And then we have to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat that. Alright. So we do our 8 together. Chain 4, single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 4, 8 together, chain 4, single crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 4. Do our 8 together here, chain 4, single crochet into this chain 1 space, and that is where I'll meet back up with you. So right here at this corner, the first chain 1 space of this corner down here. All right, so I'm going to continue across. All right, so here's my corner down here where we would do the increasing. So I just single crocheted into the first chain 1 space, because remember there's 2 on the corner shells, or whatever, these corner circles. So I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to do triple crochet, back post triple crochet 4 together here. All right, and this is our increase area where we just do the 4 together. So there's 1, like we did in the beginning. 2, 3, 4, go through all 4, and we chain 4 like that. There it is. And now we're going to single crochet into this chain 1 space here, and we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do our back post triple 8 together over these 8 right here. So as you can see, we're going to have another circle here. So this will always be the increase area. When we go back around again, it'll be the increase circle, and it'll always get bigger as we go you know, you'll gain more rings and whatnot. All right, so we're going to do the 8 together over these 4 and then these 4. Alright, there's those 4. One more. Yarn over and go through all the loops. Give it a tug. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to single crochet into this chain 1 space here. Like that. And now we are going to do the increase, which is just over doing the triple back post triples over just 4 of them. So it's always the middle 4 of this group of 12. All right, on each every 4 corner there's always going to be a group of 12. That should be 12 total. 3 groups of 4. See, with the chain 1 in between them, it's always going to be the middle one that we only go over 4 and not 8. So and that would be the increase area where we would increase next time around. So we got a chain 4, and then we just do 4 together here. That, chain 4 and single crochet into the next chain 1 space, and that is the increase. And you can see we have half a circle there that we will finish up when we repeat row 3. See that? And then we'll be increasing again next round. All right, so we're going to do over here what we just did over here. We're going to do the chain 4 and do 8 together. And chain 4 and single crochet into the chain 1 space. Chain 4, do the 8 together. Chain 4, single crochet into the chain 1 space. Chain 4, do the 8 together. You get it. We're going to do the same thing until we get over here to our, this is where we started. I'll meet back up with you after we single crochet into the first chain 1 space of this increase here on the corner. All right, so I've made it over here to my final area here where I need to do my last increase. So I single crocheted here into this first chain 1 space, and I'm going to chain 4. Now remember, this is the center of the 3 sets of 4, so we only do 4 together, back post triple 4 together here, because this is the increase part. Like that. Now we got chain 4 like that, and single crochet into the chain 1 space like that. And remember, this is where our increases, where the 4 together are. And now we're going to do these 8 together right here. Back post triple, these 8 together. Go to chain 4. And do the 8 together. There's 4. And right over here is the beginning where we slip stitch. So it might be a little bit tight, but we got to get those 4 as well. There's 1. 2. 3. There is 4. Go through all the loops. Chain 4. Oops. Like that. And we're going to end with a slip stitch into this single crochet right here that we made. Alright, and that ends row 4. And that is what we're going to be repeating now. Rows 3 and 4. Just keep repeating them. 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Remember, increases are always here where we do the 4 togethers, okay? And it just keeps, you know, you can see it keeps getting bigger. Here we gained another. It takes rows 3 and 4 to complete the, you know, the whole circle. So row 3 now will complete the top half of the circle. And you'll have another one here. And 2 more here if you count the corners on each side. So yeah, just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you just repeat rows 3 and 4. You want to end on a row 3 though repeat. That's where it's nice and rounded. So we're getting ready to repeat row 3 right now. So we would just chain 1, and this is where we would do the increase right here where the 4 together are. Remember, we're repeating row 3. So in that eye of that star, we're going to put our 3 sets of 4 triple crochet with a chain 1 in between them, and that is the increase. So there's 1, that's 2, 3. Remember, I'm just repeating row 3. It's just gonna, there's 4, and then we're gonna chain 1 and go back in and do another 4. It's just gonna keep getting bigger, you know what I mean, every time. And you can do this for however big you want your blanket to be. But remember to end in a row 3, like right now. What we're doing, that way it's nice and rounded. And since this is increased right here, the 4 together is the increase, we got to do another chain 1 and do another set of 4. So I'm just repeating row 3, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, ending on a row 3. Like that, and that's the increase for that corner. And then we just begin. Chain 1, single crochet down here into the single crochet, chain 1, and along the side here, remember when we're not increasing, it's just 4 triples, 1, a chain 1, and 4 more triples. So it's only 2 sets of 4 triples, not 3. Chain 1 and another 4 triples. 1, oh, 2, 3, 4. So it was 4, chain 1, 4, and we got a chain 1, single down here, chain 1, and repeat that. That's it. That's just what we're going to keep doing, repeating rows 3 and 4, and remember to end on a row 3 repeat. Now I think that yeah, so keep on going. All right, so you can make this as big as you'd like it to be. All right, this particular one has, if you count from the center circle, the center, I'm calling it a circle, but I guess square thing. Count from the center one out. We're counting like the whole circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has a total of this would be 16, and this one would be 17, where we're going to end in that row of the shell. It makes its own border on that. All right, but you do yours as big as you like. All right, let's close up these center circles. Like I said, we could do that real quick. So very easy. Let's flip it to the back side of the work. So we got these 4 center circles here that I said you see some holes in them or whatnot. Or we could close them up really easily, kind of like you do if you make hats. You just want to take some yarn and a yarn needle. You can use your tail or a fresh piece of yarn, doesn't matter. You kind of just go around like this. I'm going to sew that in a bit. And then go around the other side of the circle like this. See that? And then when you pull, it's going to close that up. See that? Go again here. And then it'll be like they never were even there. Closed. See that? So I'm going to do it one more time here. And now on this circle, just like kind of halfway. Like that. Pull it tight. And then I'm going to go back in the opposite direction. Just wants to lock it into place. Like that, and it is closed, tied. You can clip that off. So that's one of my 4, and I'm going to do the same to all of them. And when you flip it back over to look at it, there it is. It's closed up just like the rest of them. So I'm going to go ahead and close up these other 3 here. Remember, it's very easy. Just kind of go on the back side and close the top of it up with your yarn needle, and then that will be that. All right, there it is, all closed up, and that is the blanket finished. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Remember, I got well over 1,000 crochet tutorials. Anything that you could ever want to make. Anything. And multiples of them, I'm certain. So, if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. If you make it, come show me on Facebook. Or if you make something else out of the stitch, I'd really love to see it. And until next time, you guys take care, all right? Bye, guys.